Good afternoon and welcome. This is Spotlight Africa and we're coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. I am Uyai Imam, bringing you stories all around Africa. Let's take a look at the headlines. Ghana's President Mahama sacks Chief Judge Torkonoo over abusive office allegations. Zimbabwe's President Magwanga meets Pope Leo XIV in the Vatican. Kenyan police officer killed in Haiti accident. At least 19 killed in the Darfur region as fighting intensifies in El Fasher. Plus, head-on crash between police van and prison bus kills 16 in Namibia. The stories are all just ahead. Stay with us. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. We started off this afternoon looking at Kenya, where an accident involving two armored vehicles in Haiti's capital left at least 2 people dead and 8 police officers from Kenya injured, according to officials. The one dead and all those injured were part of a United Nations-backed mission fighting gangs in the troubled Caribbean nation. The other fatality was a civilian, according to a statement from the mission spokesman Jack Obaka. 3 of those injured were in serious condition and airlifted to the neighboring Dominican Republic for treatment. The accident occurred Sunday evening along the Kenskov-Petionville route in the outskirts of the capital, Port-au-Prince. Ombaka said it happened when one of the armored vehicles that was towing a disabled one broke down. It brought to 3 the number of Kenyan police officers killed in Haiti since the mission began more than a year ago. One was killed in a gang attack and another remains missing and is presumed dead. We do sincerely apologize for the break in transmission. We'll bring you the rest of the stories on Spotlight Africa. Over now to Ghana, where the president has said that he fired the West African country's chief justice after an investigation found her guilty of alleged abuse of office. Gertrude Arabai Saba Saki Torkonoo, 61, the third woman to head Ghana's High Court, was suspended from the post which she assumed in 2023 after several complaints were lodged against her. President John Mahama established a five-member commission led by another Supreme Court judge to investigate the complaint, which included allegations of falsifying judicial records and misusing public funds. The commission found that the grounds for the alleged acts had been established and recommended her removal from office. However, it was not immediately clear whether Torkonoo would face any criminal charges. Zimbabwe's President Emerson Mnangagwa has met Pope Leo XIV at the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican. According to reports, the discussions in the Secretariat of State focused on the positive relations between the Holy See and Zimbabwe. The conversations covered various aspects of Zimbabwe's political and economic situation, particularly the collaboration with the local church in fields such as healthcare, education, and the environment. Additionally, the parties exchanged views on regional issues, underscoring the importance of promoting multilateralism, dialogue, and cooperation among nations. Following the meeting with the Pope, Mnangagwa also met with Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, as well as Monsignor Paul Richard Galcher, Secretary for Relations with State and International Organizations. The Congo has awarded French oil giant Total permits to explore a block off its coast, the company reported on Monday. Total's Congo affiliate will operate the block with a 50% stake, while Guaranteri Energy will keep 35%. The rest will belong to Congo State Oil Company SNPC. The permit is for the Nzombo area located 100 kilometers off Point Nori on the Atlantic Ocean. Nzombo's size is 1,000 square kilometers. According to Total, the drilling of the first exploration well is expected to happen before the end of 2025. Total currently produces 65,000 barrels of oil per day in the Republic of Congo. From January to July 2025, the country produced 56.9 million barrels, about 268,000 barrels per day, which is 5.2% more than a year earlier. Meanwhile, the target is to produce 500,000 barrels per day by 2027. Meanwhile, US-based mining startup Cobalt Metals, backed by Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, has been granted 7 permits to explore for lithium in the Democratic Republic of Congo, officials announced this week. The permits cover a 4,500 square kilometer area in Manono, a region already home to one of the world's richest lithium deposits. Congo, which supplies about itself as a key player in the global energy sector, with lithium critical for electric vehicle batteries and renewable energy storage. Cobalt, which uses AI-driven exploration technology, said it will begin geological surveys immediately. The company is already developing the world's largest cobalt copper project at Kolwezi in southern Congo. Lithium demand is expected to quadruple by 2035, and Congo hopes to expand beyond cobalt to become a major supplier. But campaigners warn that new mining ventures must ensure transparency, community benefits, and environmental safeguards in a country long plagued by corruption and resource-driven conflict. Officials say the move could help Congo attract more investment and strengthen its role in the global green economy. In a rather sad development, an accident involving two armored vehicles in Haiti's capital left at least 2 people dead and 8 police officers from Kenya injured, according to officials. The one dead and all those injured were part of a UN-backed mission fighting gangs in the troubled Caribbean country. Now to Sudan. Fighting has continued in the Sudanese city of El Fasher to intensify as the paramilitary rapid support forces maintain their siege on the capital of North Darfur. Several recent airstrikes in the Darfur region in western Sudan have killed at least 19 people and injured dozens, according to local NGO emergency lawyers. A drone strike by the Sudanese army on a medical clinic in South Darfur killed 12 people on Saturday around noon. Later the same day, bombings against El Fasher killed 7 more people. Medical sources said these strikes were most likely carried out by the RSF. The paramilitary group of General Hamdati has besieged El Fasher for more than a year in an attempt to take control of the last major Darfur city still in the hands of the Sudanese army. Observers say the rapid support forces have stepped up their assaults in recent weeks. Meanwhile, a landslide has killed at least 1,000 people in the remote Mara Mountains in western Sudan, according to the armed group in the Sudan Liberation Movement Army. Days of heavy rain triggered the landslide on Sunday, which left just one survivor and leveled much of the village of Tarasin, the group said. The movement has appealed for humanitarian assistance from the United Nations and other regional and international organizations. Many residents from North Darfur State had sought refuge in the Mara Mountains region after a war between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces forced them to leave their homes. Darfur's army-aligned governor Mimi Minawi called the landslide a humanitarian tragedy. Nigeria's sectionist activist jailed for terrorism in Finland. Stay tuned for details of this in a moment. Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. Still bringing you stories out of Africa. Over now to Finland, where a court has sentenced a controversial leader of a Nigerian sectionist movement to 6 years in prison after convicting him of terrorism-related offenses. Simon Ekpa, a Finnish citizen of Nigerian origin, attempted to promote the independence of the so-called Biafra region in southeastern. Meanwhile, a woman has been burned to death by a mob in northern Nigeria's Niger state after she was accused of blaspheming the Prophet Muhammad. Police condemned the killing of the woman, identified in local media as a food vendor named Amai, as jungle justice, saying that an investigation was underway to arrest and prosecute the perpetrators. Local media quoted eyewitnesses as saying a man jokingly proposed marriage to the vendor, and her response was considered blasphemous by some people in the area. He appealed to members of the public to remain calm and not to take the law into their own hands following the killing on Saturday in Kaswangaba town. Such killings are not uncommon in northern Nigeria, where blasphemy is regarded as a criminal offense under Islamic Sharia law, which operates alongside secular law in 12 mainly Muslim states. Rights group Amnesty International said that blasphemy was often weaponized to settle personal scores in northern Nigeria. And to wrap up stories coming out of Africa this afternoon, a head-on collision in Namibia involving vehicles belonging to the security services has killed 18 people. The accident took place 270 kilometers, about 167 miles south of the capital, Windhoek, outside the town of Mirantal on Saturday. No words can truly capture the depth of this loss, President Ntumbo Nandi Nentewa wrote on social media, praising Namibia has one of the highest road traffic fatality rates in the world. 2 civilians and 14 officers were among those confirmed to have been killed in the crash. Namibia's Ministry of Home Affairs initially put the death toll at 14, but in an update on Sunday said that this had now risen as a police officer and prison officer had died of their injuries after being taken to hospital. Home Affairs Minister Lucia Limpopo offered her condolences and thanked those who attended the scene of the accident and the medical teams at Meridional State Hospital. She asked that photos from the scene not be shared. And these are all the stories we're able to bring to you at this time on Spotlight Africa. Do also follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. Spotlight Africa, we are in them. Good afternoon.